Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything about you has changed. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you carry yourself, unrecognizable from who you were just a week ago. No longer trapped by the same doubts, fears, and limitations, but instead stepping into a version of yourself that you once thought was impossible. What if I told you that this transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable if you understand how to break free from the chains of your past? Most people live the same life every day, not because they have to, but because they are unknowingly addicted to being their old self. The same thoughts, the same emotions, the same behaviors. They run in an endless loop, keeping them stuck in an identity they wish to outgrow. But what if, in just 7 days, you could rewire your brain, reset your emotions, and become someone entirely new? Someone capable, powerful, and aligned with the life you truly desire. This is not about waiting for life to change. This is about taking control, about breaking the cycle of the past and stepping into your future right here, right now. The question is, are you ready to become unrecognizable? The first step to becoming unrecognizable in just 1 week is making a true decision to change. This is not the kind of decision people casually make when they say they want to lose weight, start a new habit, or pursue a new career, but then fall back into their old patterns. This is a decision that carries a deep emotional and neurological shift, one that signals to the brain and body that the old version of you no longer exists. It is a moment of absolute clarity, a breaking point, where you no longer negotiate with your past self. Most people don't actually decide to change, they wish for it. They think about what they want, but their actions remain the same. Their identity remains tied to who they were yesterday. They wake up, feel the same emotions, think the same thoughts, and follow the same routine, all while expecting something outside of them to create a different future. But the truth is, nothing outside of you will ever change until something inside of you changes first. A real decision means cutting off any other possibility. It means you are no longer available for the thoughts, feelings, and habits that kept you stuck. Your past is no longer your reference point. The brain is wired to seek familiarity and predictability, which is why so many people resist change even when they say they want it. The moment you decide to step into the unknown and let go of who you used to be, your brain perceives it as a threat to survival. But what most don't realize is that survival mode is what keeps them trapped. It keeps them living the same year over and over again, mistaking safety for progress. The reason a decision to change is so powerful is because it shifts your identity at the deepest level. It's not about wanting different results, it's about becoming a different person. When you truly decide, you are no longer someone who tries to change, you are already changed. Your behaviors, thoughts, and emotions will begin to align with the new reality you have chosen. Most people believe that change is gradual, that it takes months or years, but the reality is that transformation happens in an instant. It happens the moment you stop identifying with your past self and start embodying your future self. Your subconscious mind is constantly reinforcing your identity based on the thoughts you repeatedly think and the emotions you habitually feel. If you believe you are stuck, incapable, or destined to repeat the past, your brain will filter reality in a way that confirms those beliefs. The moment you make a firm decision, you disrupt that pattern. You tell your subconscious mind that you are no longer interested in reinforcing the same story. Instead, you command it to start creating evidence of a new reality. Many people fear change because they associate it with struggle and effort. But true change is not about forcing yourself to be different. It's about deciding to be different. When you decide, everything else follows. The brain adapts, the body follows, your emotions shift, the energy you emit changes. This is why some people seem to make rapid transformations while others stay stuck for years. It's not because they are luckier or more capable. It's because they have fully committed to their new identity without hesitation. The challenge most people face is that they wait for external confirmation before they allow themselves to believe they have changed. They wait to see the weight loss before they feel confident. They wait to receive money before they feel abundant. They wait for love before they feel worthy. But this is living backwards. Change does not happen when the external world shifts first, it happens when you shift first. The world will always reflect who you are being, not what you are waiting for. When you make a real decision, you eliminate doubt. You eliminate the possibility of returning to your old ways. It's not about hoping things will change. It's about knowing they already have. Your thoughts begin to match your future self. Your emotions align with the person you are becoming, and your actions naturally follow. Making a decision to change means declaring with certainty that you are no longer the person you were yesterday. You do not need permission. You do not need proof. You simply step into a new way of being. The brain, once given a clear directive, will reorganize itself accordingly. The body, once conditioned into new emotions, will create new biochemical responses. Reality, once met with a new energy, will rearrange itself to match your transformation. You don't need to wait for another year, another month, or even another day. The only thing standing between you and the person you want to become is your willingness to decide right now that you are already them. Your mind is the architect of your reality. Every thought you think sends signals to your brain, creating neural pathways that shape your identity. Most people unknowingly reinforce their past by thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and taking the same actions every single day. This repetition strengthens specific neural circuits, making those patterns automatic. The way you think literally wires your brain, and if you want to change your life in 1 week, you must start by changing the way you think. Rewiring your mind is not just about positive thinking, it is about breaking the neurological patterns that keep you trapped in old behaviors and emotions. Your brain is a record of the past. Everything you have experienced up until this moment is stored in neural connections that influence your behavior without you even realizing it. If you repeatedly think thoughts of doubt, fear, or limitation, your brain fires in predictable ways, reinforcing those emotions. Over time, these thoughts become unconscious programs running in the background, dictating how you feel and act. This is why many people feel stuck. They are living in the memories of the past, recycling old patterns, and expecting something different to happen. To rewire your mind, you must disrupt these patterns and introduce new, elevated thoughts that align with the future you want to create. The brain is neuroplastic, meaning it can change at any moment. But change requires conscious effort. It begins with awareness, becoming mindful of the thoughts that no longer serve you and replacing them with new ones that reflect your desired reality. When you think a new thought, one that is empowering, abundant, or full of possibility, your brain creates new neural connections. If you repeat that thought consistently, those connections strengthen, making the new way of thinking more automatic. The key to rewiring your mind is understanding that your thoughts create chemical reactions in your body, which produce emotions. When you think a thought of stress or fear, your body releases stress hormones that make you feel anxious or overwhelmed. If you stay in that emotional state long enough, your body becomes conditioned to it, and you begin to identify with that emotional state as part of who you are. This is why many people feel stuck in negative cycles, because their body has memorized certain emotional responses and automatically recreates them. To break free from this cycle, you must override the old emotional responses by consciously generating new emotions. You must think greater than how you feel. If you wake up feeling uninspired, your body is trying to pull you into the past. But if you can introduce a new thought, one that sparks excitement, gratitude, or joy, you begin to change your emotional state. The body over time will adapt to this new emotional experience, and your brain will start reinforcing this new pattern. Meditation, visualization, and mindfulness are powerful tools for rewiring your mind. When you close your eyes and focus on a new future, your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. If you repeatedly visualize yourself as confident, successful, or abundant, your brain begins to accept that as reality. It strengthens the neural pathways associated with those qualities, making it easier for you to naturally embody them in your daily life. This is why high performers, athletes, and visionaries use visualization. It conditions the brain to align with the desired outcome before it happens. Another critical aspect of rewiring the mind is shifting from survival mode to creation mode. Most people operate in survival mode, where their thoughts are dominated by stress, fear, and reactionary patterns. In this state, the brain prioritizes short term safety over long term growth, making it difficult to change. But when you shift into creation mode, where your thoughts are focused on possibility, expansion, and innovation, you activate different areas of the brain that allow for transformation. In creation mode, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You are the designer of your reality. Rewiring your mind is not about forcing yourself to think positively all the time. It is about training yourself to become aware of your habitual thought patterns and choosing new ones that align with your highest potential. The more you practice this, the more automatic it becomes. Your brain begins to fire in new ways, your body starts to feel different, and your actions naturally align with this new state of being. Your external reality is always a reflection of your internal world. If you want to change what you see in your life, you must first change what you repeatedly think and feel. The moment you start rewiring your mind, your future begins to unfold in ways you never imagined. Most people believe that their emotions are reactions to their environment. They think that once their circumstances change, once they achieve success, find love, or reach a goal, then they will feel happy, grateful, or fulfilled. But this way of thinking keeps them trapped in a cycle where they are always waiting for something external to shift before they allow themselves to experience the emotions they desire. The truth is, if you want to create real change, you must reverse this process. You must feel the emotions of your desired future before it becomes your reality. Your body and mind do not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. When you vividly picture a future event and allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with it, your brain and nervous system respond as if that event is happening in the present moment. This is not just theory, it is backed by neuroscience. Studies have shown that when people mentally rehearse playing an instrument or practicing a skill, their brain activates in the same way as if they were physically doing it. The same principle applies to emotions. When you generate the feeling of joy, abundance, or love in your mind, your body begins to respond as if those experiences are real. The challenge most people face is that they are conditioned by their past. Their emotional states are linked to memories and experiences that have already happened, which means they keep reliving the same patterns. If someone has experienced disappointment repeatedly, their brain has wired itself to expect disappointment. If someone has lived in stress or fear, their body has become addicted to those emotional states, making it difficult to feel anything else. This is why so many people struggle to break free from their current reality. It is not because they lack potential, but because their mind and body are trapped in a cycle of familiar emotions. To create a new future, you must teach your body what that future feels like before it arrives. This means consciously generating elevated emotions such as gratitude, joy, love, or excitement, even when your current reality does not reflect those states. Gratitude is especially powerful because it is an emotion of receivership. When you feel grateful, your brain registers it as confirmation that something positive has already happened. This sends a signal to your body that your future is unfolding in the way you desire, which aligns your energy with that new reality. Most people believe they need external proof before they can feel differently. They wait for success before they feel worthy, for love before they feel complete, for abundance before they feel secure. But this keeps them stuck because they are constantly reinforcing their current reality rather than creating a new one. The key to transformation is generating the feeling first. When you feel successful, you naturally take actions that align with success. When you feel abundant, you think and behave in ways that attract abundance. When you feel loved, you radiate the kind of energy that draws love into your life. Your thoughts and emotions are like a broadcast signal, constantly sending information into the field around you. If you are always focused on what is lacking or what is wrong, you reinforce that reality. But if you consistently cultivate the emotions of your desired future, you shift your energetic state. The universe or the quantum field responds to the frequency you emit. This is why some people seem to attract opportunities effortlessly while others struggle. It is not luck, it is alignment. Practicing this daily is essential. One of the most effective ways to do this is through meditation and visualization. When you close your eyes and mentally step into your future, experiencing it as if it is happening now, you recondition your mind and body. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Your brain begins to fire new neural circuits, reinforcing the belief that this future is already yours. Your body starts to feel different, and over time, your actions begin to match this new reality. It is important to maintain this elevated emotional state, regardless of external circumstances. If you generate feelings of abundance, but then immediately shift into stress or doubt, you disrupt the process. Consistency is key. The more you practice living in the emotions of your future, the more you reshape your identity. Eventually, you no longer have to try to feel different. It becomes your new normal. Mastering this concept is what separates those who transform their lives from those who remain stuck. When you stop waiting for your environment to change and instead decide to change how you feel first, you step into a new way of being. Your brain and body align with your future, and your external reality begins to shift in response. Every morning, most people wake up and immediately reconnect with their past. Their first thoughts are the same as the day before, their emotions mirror what they felt yesterday, and their actions follow the same predictable pattern. They check their phones, scroll through familiar messages, worry about the same problems, and repeat the same routines. Without realizing it, they are reinforcing their old identity, living out an unconscious program that keeps them tethered to who they were rather than who they want to become. This is the habit of being yourself, and if you don't break it, you will continue to create the same experiences over and over again. The reason change feels difficult for so many is that they are biologically wired to stay the same. The brain is a record of the past, storing every experience, belief, and emotion you have repeatedly lived. The more you think the same thoughts and feel the same emotions, the stronger those neural pathways become, making it automatic for you to react in familiar ways. Your body, through repetition, memorizes emotional states to the point where it no longer needs your conscious mind to feel them. This is why someone who has experienced years of stress might feel anxious, even when nothing is wrong. The body has become addicted to that chemical state. Breaking the habit of being yourself requires disrupting this unconscious loop. It means waking up and refusing to think, feel, or act in ways that reflect the old you. The first step in this process is awareness. You must become conscious of the thoughts you think on autopilot. The moment you catch yourself repeating an old pattern, whether it's self-doubt, fear, frustration, or worry, you have an opportunity to change it, but you cannot change what you are unaware of. This is why many people continue living the same life year after year. They are too identified with their thoughts and emotions to realize they have the power to alter them. Once you become aware of these habitual thoughts and feelings, the next step is to override them. This does not mean simply suppressing negative emotions or forcing yourself to think positively. It means making a conscious choice to think greater than your circumstances. If your past thoughts have been rooted in limitation, you must introduce new thoughts that align with possibility. If your emotions have been dominated by stress, you must practice cultivating elevated emotions such as gratitude, joy, and inspiration. These new thoughts and emotions will initially feel unfamiliar because your brain and body are still wired for the old self. But the more you repeat them, the more familiar they become. Another essential part of breaking this habit is changing your behaviors. If you continue to wake up at the same time, follow the same routine, and interact with the same people in the same way, you are reinforcing your old identity through action. Change requires stepping into the unknown. This could mean doing something as simple as taking a different route to work, engaging in a new hobby, or approaching conversations differently. The brain craves familiarity, but growth happens when you introduce unpredictability. When you act in ways that do not align with the old self, you send a message to your brain that change is happening. Your environment also plays a crucial role in this process. Many people remain stuck because their surroundings constantly trigger the same memories, emotions, and behaviors. If you sit in the same chair every day in the same room, having the same conversations, your brain automatically associates that environment with who you have been. Changing your environment, even in small ways, helps signal to your brain that something new is unfolding. This is why traveling, moving to a new place, or even rearranging your space can be powerful tools for transformation. One of the biggest obstacles to breaking the habit of being yourself is the pull of the familiar. When you start thinking new thoughts, feeling new emotions, and taking new actions, your body and mind will resist. The old self will try to reassert itself because it thrives on predictability. Doubt, fear, and discomfort will arise. But these are simply signals that you are stepping beyond your past programming. Instead of retreating into old patterns, you must push through and reaffirm your new identity. Over time, with consistency, your brain rewires itself to match this new way of thinking and being. The neural pathways that once supported the old self weaken, while the ones that reinforce your future identity grow stronger. Your body begins to adapt to new emotional states, no longer addicted to the stress hormones that kept you trapped in the past. Your behaviors start to align with the person you are becoming, and eventually change is no longer something you are trying to do, it is who you are. By continuously disrupting old patterns and introducing new ones, you shift from being a product of your past to becoming the creator of your future. You are no longer defined by memories, habits, or emotions that once held you back. Instead, you wake up each day with the power to choose a new way of thinking, feeling, and acting. And when you do this repeatedly, you reach a point where the old self no longer has control over you. The person you used to be is gone, and in their place stands someone new, someone capable of creating a reality that once seemed impossible. Your energy is the foundation of your reality. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every action you take emits a frequency. That frequency interacts with the world around you, shaping your experiences in ways you may not even realize. Most people go through life unaware of the energy they are broadcasting, yet they wonder why they continue to experience the same struggles, setbacks, and limitations. The truth is, if you do not consciously elevate your energy, you will continue to attract and create circumstances that match the state you are in. Energy is not some abstract concept. It is a measurable force that influences your biology, your psychology, and your interactions with the external world. Science has shown that every cell in your body emits an electromagnetic field, and your heart generates a field that extends several feet beyond your physical body. This means that before you even speak, before you take action, before you make a decision, your energy is already communicating with the environment around you. The state you are in internally determines what you magnetize externally. Most people live in a low energy state without even realizing it. Stress, anxiety, frustration, and fear are all states of incoherence, meaning they disrupt the natural flow of energy in the body. When you are in these states, your brain and heart fall out of sync, your nervous system becomes dysregulated, and your body operates in survival mode. In this state, your creative abilities shut down, your intuition weakens, and you become reactive rather than intentional. You are no longer in control of your energy. Your energy is controlling you. To elevate your energy, you must first become aware of the states that are lowering it. Every emotion has a frequency. Fear, guilt, and shame vibrate at the lowest levels, while love, gratitude, and joy operate at the highest. If your daily emotional state is dominated by worry, doubt, or frustration, you are reinforcing a low-frequency reality. This is why people who constantly focus on problems seem to attract more of them, while those who cultivate a positive emotional state seem to experience more opportunities and synchronicities. It is not coincidence. It is energetic alignment. The key to shifting your energy is generating elevated emotions before your circumstances change. Most people believe they need external validation, a promotion, a relationship, financial success to feel happy or abundant. But waiting for the outer world to shift before you change your energy is living as a victim of your environment. The truth is, you have the power to shift your state right now. By intentionally focusing on gratitude, appreciation, and joy, you begin to rewire your brain, balance your nervous system, and elevate your vibration. Breathwork, meditation, and movement are some of the most effective ways to shift your energy. Your breath is a direct link to your nervous system. When you are stressed, your breath becomes shallow and erratic, signaling to your body that you are in danger. By consciously slowing your breath, taking deep inhales and exhaling fully, You shift out of survival mode and into a state of calm, clarity, and expansion. This simple practice has the power to change your entire energetic field in minutes. Meditation is another powerful tool. When you close your eyes, quiet the external world, and focus on a state of elevated emotion, your brain begins to rewire itself. Studies have shown that meditation increases coherence between the heart and brain, creating a state where your energy flows freely. In this state, you become more receptive, intuitive, and in alignment with the reality you want to create. It is in these moments of stillness that true transformation happens. Not because something external is changing, but because you are changing at the level of energy. Your physical body also plays a role in your energy. Movement, whether through exercise, yoga, or simply walking, helps release stagnant energy and raise your vibration. The body and mind are deeply connected. And when you move, you shift not only your physiology, but also your emotional state. This is why people often feel a boost in mood after exercise. It is not just about endorphins, it is about shifting energy. Your external environment is also influencing your energy at all times. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, all of these factors are shaping your energetic field. If you are constantly exposed to negativity, conflict, or fear-based information, you are unconsciously absorbing that energy and lowering your frequency. Becoming intentional about what you allow into your space is crucial. Protecting your energy does not mean avoiding reality. It means choosing what you engage with and making sure it aligns with the state you want to embody. Another important aspect of raising your energy is learning to let go. Many people carry the weight of past experiences, grudges, or unresolved emotions, and this energetic baggage keeps them stuck. The more you hold on to old stories of pain, regret, or limitation, the more you anchor yourself to a lower frequency. Releasing these emotions through forgiveness, self-reflection, or even physical expression allows you to create space for new energy to enter. When you commit to elevating your energy consistently, you begin to notice a shift in your external reality. Opportunities appear where there were once obstacles. People respond to you differently. You feel more aligned, more creative, more in tune with life. It is not because the outside world is suddenly changing, it is because you have changed. And once your energy shifts, everything else follows. Your identity is not fixed. Who you are today is a result of the thoughts you have repeatedly thought, the emotions you have consistently felt, and the actions you have taken over time. The problem is that most people unknowingly reinforce an identity based on their past rather than consciously creating one based on their future. They wake up every morning thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and behaving in the same ways, which strengthens the version of themselves that they no longer want to be. If you want to transform your life in 1 week, you must commit to stepping into a new identity, a version of yourself that aligns with the future you desire, rather than the past you are trying to escape. Your brain is designed to keep you in familiar patterns. It seeks predictability and consistency because survival depends on it. This is why change feels uncomfortable. When you start to think in new ways, feel different emotions, and take unfamiliar actions, your brain perceives it as a threat. It will try to pull you back to the old identity because that is what it knows, and what it knows feels safe. This is why many people who attempt change fall back into old habits. It is not because they lack willpower, but because they are still neurologically wired for the past. Breaking this cycle requires a radical shift in self-perception. You must stop identifying with the old self and instead become emotionally and mentally connected to the new self. The moment you decide that you are no longer the person who procrastinates, who doubts themselves, who plays small, you begin to send a different signal to your brain and body. But deciding is not enough. You must embody it. You must think, feel, and act as if you are already that version of yourself, even before your external reality confirms it. One of the most powerful ways to step into a new identity is through mental rehearsal. Your brain does not know the difference between a real experience and one that is vividly imagined. If you repeatedly visualize yourself as confident, disciplined, and successful, your brain begins to rewire itself to match that reality. The more you see it, the more familiar it becomes, and soon you no longer feel like you are pretending, you simply are. But identity is not just about thought. It is deeply connected to emotion. If you think about your future self but continue to feel like the old self, you are still reinforcing the past. Emotion is the language of the body, and for transformation to occur, you must generate the emotions of your future self now. If the version of you that is successful, abundant, or fulfilled feels a certain way, then you must practice feeling that way before the evidence shows up. The more you embody those elevated emotions, the more you signal to your brain and body that this new identity is real. Behavior solidifies identity. You cannot think your way into a new self without taking aligned action. If you say you are confident but still hesitate, if you say you are disciplined but still avoid your commitments, you are reinforcing the old self. Every action is a vote for the identity you want to create. When you act in alignment with your future self, even in small ways, you are signaling to your brain that this is who you are now. Over time, these behaviors become habits, and habits become traits of your new identity. Your environment also plays a crucial role in shaping your identity. If everything around you, your space, your habits, the people you interact with, reinforces the old self, change will be difficult. Adjusting your surroundings to match the identity you are stepping into helps solidify the transformation. This could mean rearranging your space to reflect organization and clarity, surrounding yourself with people who embody the qualities you aspire to, or even changing how you dress and present yourself to the world. One of the biggest challenges in adopting a new identity is the resistance from the old self. The mind will try to convince you that you are the same person you have always been. It will bring up past failures, doubts, and insecurities to keep you in familiar territory. This is when you must remind yourself that the past is not a reflection of your potential, it is only a record of who you used to be. The more you detach from that version of yourself, the less power it has over you. Transformation happens when the new identity becomes more real to you than the old one. This requires consistency. If you do this for one day and then revert to old habits, nothing will change. But if you commit to thinking, feeling, and acting as your future self every single day, soon you will wake up and realize that the person you used to be no longer exists. You are no longer trying to change. You have already become. The person you were 7 days ago is no longer here. The thoughts that once held you back, the emotions that kept you stuck, the habits that defined your past, they have all lost their power. You have stepped into a new identity, one that is no longer chained to the old patterns of fear, doubt, and limitation. You are now thinking greater than your circumstances, feeling emotions before the evidence appears, and acting in alignment with your future, not your past. This is the transformation you have created, and it is only the beginning. You are no longer waiting for change, you are the change. You are no longer hoping for a better future, you are creating it. The energy you now carry, the clarity you now embody, the power you now possess, it all comes from within you. And as you continue to walk this path, remember that your identity is not fixed, your destiny is not predetermined, and your potential is limitless. Every thought, every emotion, and every action is shaping your reality, and you now hold the power to decide who you will become. Good luck on your journey of transformation. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and never stop evolving. Thank you.